Have you ever bent over backward to help someone, only to have them turn on you? You gave your time, your energy, your resources. You listened for hours. You offered solutions. You opened doors. You did it all from a place of genuine kindness. But instead of gratitude, you were met with a strange coldness, with distance, with resentment. It is one of the most confusing and painful experiences in human life. It defies everything we are taught about kindness. Why does this happen? Why can our best intentions sometimes pave a road to a private hell? This is not a simple problem. It is a deep and uncomfortable truth about human nature, pride, and power. The ancient philosophers, from the Stoics in Rome to the Taoist sages in China, understood this dynamic well. They knew that helping is an art, and when done without wisdom, it can be as destructive as any act of malice. Today, we go deeper. We will explore the 3 hidden shadows that our good intentions can cast, the 3 primary reasons why your help can backfire, and how to practice a wiser, more effective form of compassion. 1. The shadow of dependence, the gilded cage. The first shadow is cast when our help, however well-intentioned, robs someone of their own struggle. We see someone in a hole, and our first instinct is to pull them out. But the struggle of climbing is what builds strength. By taking away the climb, we risk trapping them in a state of permanent weakness. The ancient Chinese sage Lao Tzu is often credited with the proverb, "Give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Teach him to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime." This is profound wisdom, but there's a darker, unspoken corollary. What happens when you just keep giving a man a fish every single day? He never learns to fish. His muscles atrophy. He forgets how to even find the river. He then becomes utterly dependent on you, and he will resent you for that dependence. Your help has become a gilded cage. Think of a father, Robert, who adores his son, Kevin. Robert had a difficult upbringing and vowed his son would have everything he never did. He pays for the best college. He gives Kevin the down payment for a beautiful apartment. He co-signs a loan for a new car. He calls his contacts to get Kevin a good job. Robert has removed every obstacle from his son's path. He believes he has given him the gift of an easy life. But Kevin is miserable. He's in his late 20s, has no real motivation, and feels a quiet, simmering resentment towards his father. Why? Because he has never had the satisfaction of winning a single battle for himself. His apartment feels like his father's. His job feels like a handout. He has never known the terror of possibly failing, and therefore, he has never known the profound triumph of succeeding on his own terms. Robert's help, intended as love, robbed his son of the essential human need to struggle and overcome. The existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre argued that we are condemned to be free, that our choices and our struggles are what define us. When you take away someone's struggle, you take away their chance to define themselves. 2. The shadow of the mirror, the unwanted truth. The second reason help backfires is more subtle and more dangerous. Sometimes, your act of giving is not seen as a gift. It is seen as a mirror that reflects the other person's own inaction, their own excuses, their own insecurities back at them. And they do not hate you for your help. They hate you for holding up the mirror. Your light casts a shadow that reveals the parts of themselves they do not want to see. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche explored this dark corner of human psychology. He called it resentment, the bitterness of the passive or weak towards the active and the strong. Your strength, your competence, your generosity can feel like a silent reproach, a judgment on their own lack of it, even when that is the last thing you intend. Consider two old friends, Maria and Lisa. Maria has spent the last few years getting healthy. She works out, eats well, and is full of vibrant energy. Lisa is chronically tired, complains about her health, but does nothing to change it. Maria, seeing her friend's pain, offers to help. Lisa, let me pay for your first month at my gym. I'll go with you. We can do it together. It is an act of pure, loving friendship. Lisa agrees, and then cancels, and cancels again. A strange coldness enters the friendship. Why? Because Maria's offer wasn't just an offer, it was a mirror. It showed Lisa the exact path to what she claimed she wanted. And in doing so, it exposed her own unwillingness to walk it. It shattered her comfortable story that it's too hard, or I don't have time. Lisa didn't resent the offer of help. She resented the mirror that Maria was holding up, a mirror that reflected her own excuses. As Nietzsche wrote, "You have your way. I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist." When you offer your way as a solution, be prepared for the person to resent you for simply having found one. 3. The shadow of obligation, the unpayable debt. The third shadow is perhaps the most tragic, because it is born from the greatest generosity. It is the danger of giving a gift that is too big. The Roman philosopher Seneca, a Stoic, believed that a gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver. This is a beautiful ideal, but human psychology is more complex. When a gift is so large that it can never be repaid, it ceases to feel like a gift. It becomes a debt, a weight, a permanent monument to the power imbalance in the relationship. The receiver, who can never restore the balance, is trapped in a state of eternal gratitude. And gratitude, over time, can curdle into a quiet, suffocating obligation, which then sours into resentment. Charles is a very successful man. His childhood friend, Paul, is a brilliant but struggling artist. To help him, Charles does something magnificent. He pays Paul's studio rent for an entire year, allowing him to paint freely without financial pressure. Charles asks for nothing in return. For the first month, Paul is ecstatic and deeply grateful. But by the 4th month, a strange feeling sets in. Every time he sees Charles, he feels the immense weight of the gift. He feels small. He feels like a charity case. The power dynamic has shifted. Charles is now the patron, and Paul is the dependent. He starts avoiding Charles's calls. He feels ashamed of his own struggle in the face of his friend's easy generosity. The grand gesture, which was meant to save their friendship by saving Paul's art, ends up silently destroying it under the weight of an unpayable debt. The gift was an act of love, but it created a permanent power imbalance. The relationship could not survive it. So, what is the solution? To become cynical? To never help anyone? No, the solution is not to stop giving, but to learn to give wisely. This is the art of wise compassion. Wise compassion understands that the most powerful help often looks like less help. Instead of giving the fish, offer to share your fishing pole. Instead of paying for your friend's gym membership, invite them for a simple walk. Instead of giving a gift so large it creates a debt, offer a small, targeted piece of help that empowers them to take the next step themselves. The goal of wise compassion is not to remove someone's struggle. It is to help them become strong enough to face their struggle on their own. Lao Tzu captured the essence of this in the Tao Te Ching when describing the greatest leader. Go to the people, live with them, learn from them, love them. Start with what they know, build with what they have. But with the best leaders, when the work is done, the task accomplished, the people will say, "We have done this ourselves." That is the highest form of help, the help that is invisible, the help that empowers others so completely they forget they were ever helped at all. That is how you avoid the shadows. That is how your kindness can truly change the world.